up? It's your girl Tia Joy, and I am here with another review for you. I hope you guys all been having a wonderful week. I know me, I've been having a great week, a great month, everything. And so I am super excited for today's video. We're gonna have lots of fun. But if you missed last week's video, I talked about Why Did I Get Married, the play, versus Why Did I Get Married, the movie. And if you missed out, don't worry, I got you. Here's a small clip. Check it out. With Poppy and his prayer. Like, Poppy in the prayer, I was like, I'm so done. He was like,
Lord, I want to thank you for chicken. Didn't have to do it, but he did. Gave him 2 legs, 2 thighs, 2 breasts, and 2 wings. With hot sauce on it. I can hear the chicken tonight, Lord.
that was like one of my favorite scenes from the play. So if you want to see more of that, I'll have the link above so that way you can finish that off. Just go watch it if you have not watched it, because today we're going to continue with talking about Why Did I Get Married 2? Now, in the first one, I did kind of drag it out just a little bit. I think I was just really excited because I really love that movie. But when this second one came out, y'all, it just went to a whole nother level. But before I get into that, I need you to do a couple things for me. First, if you have not noticed, but I have books available on Amazon. I have the Make Wise Choices set, which you can get your journal, your notebook, and your planner. I also have financial books, so if you are that person that want to get into saving your money, watching your money, being better stewards of your money, I have that available. And I also have a tracker book for tithes and offering, Firstfruits, available as well. Plus, I have prayer journals that are available for you, your friend, your children, your nieces, your nephews. I have available for everyone, for the entire fam, on Amazon. Plus, I have a gratitude book, so if you want to get more into being grateful this year, I got that for you. So go check out the list that I have below in the description box and pick which one that's going to help you, that you may think you need to help you grow this year. It is available, so make sure you go and do that. Also, next, if you have not yet, I need you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, be part of the fam, and plus hit the bell and turn that notification on, honey, so that way you can be in the know when we video. Why Did I Get Married 2? Okay, so when I said it went to a whole nother level, I mean it went to a whole nother level. I'm going to be really good today, because I know in my last video I think I went a little bit over the top by talking too much, but you know I talk a lot, so oops. But I'm actually not going to get too much of my favorite scenes like I did the last one, because last one I was like acting out the season. I was going completely crazy. But it was just so great because I just really love the play and the movie. They both came out great, and I love the story. I love the couples. They were so amazing, both play and movie. But now the second one came out, Why Did I Get Married 2? Yo, everyone took it up a notch. Not just Angela, that I talked about a lot, but everybody. Shishi, Patricia, Diane. Well, to be honest, I don't think Diane really went up crazy. I definitely did see some like charge in her in the first one with Terry, when they had their little argument going on. But in this one, I didn't really see too much of her being like, yo, I saw her, she was a little bit more calmer versus everybody else. But at the same time, this second one, they just went to a whole nother level. And so, first of all, first things first, the gang is back. So that makes me happy whenever there's like a sequel to a movie. I don't really like having a sequel and characters change. but for them to have for Tyler to have the same people, it just really helps me. So it blesses my heart. And so I just really love that. And then on top of that, Troy, it looks like he's been inducted into the friend group because, you know, him and Sheila are married. And so now he's new coming in and getting more what it's like to hang out with the whole fam and them as a whole bunch, as couples and friends. So that was really cool. But, you know, he blended straight in, like he blended very quickly. But at the same time, it was really, really great. So first of all, with the couple, I definitely can say with Sheila and Troy. So with Sheila, I definitely see the strength and the growth in her versus where she was in the beginning. In the beginning, you know, the first one, she was trying to save her marriage. She was really like bashful, really trying to be pleasing. But I'm telling you, Sheila stepped up her game. And that, I guess that's what happens when you marry the right person. They enhance you and bring out who you are versus diminish you. And you definitely can see the difference between Troy as her husband versus Mike as her husband, because Mike was just down on her, but Troy lifted her up to now in this one, she, you know, she knew who she was. She had the attitude. She had the I ain't tolerate nothing. So I really like the Sheila in this one. Like, I love the Sheila. She had more confidence. She had really speaking her mind, like, yo, and she's also humble too. Now for Troy definitely stepped up too. Like, even to see him, like at first in the first one, he was all like gentle and like kind and everything. But Troy, he definitely, I could say he stepped up too. Like, you really see that, like, I wouldn't mess with Troy. Like, I'm just saying, but that was cute. He was like, no, I ain't gonna say that. I gotta let y'all watch. When him and Sheila was talking, I was like, okay, Troy. You know, I ain't gonna say too much because I was like, okay, Troy, you better. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. For Marcus and Angela, they definitely went up another notch versus in the first one. And I just love them anyway. But Angela went to a whole nother level in this one. And then Marcus versus the first one, he had that small moment where it's like, oh, okay, Marcus. But in this one, he was a little bit more calmer. But I was really, really happy for Marcus that he got a job. We got to see what he get to do, because in the first one we saw what Angela got to do. Well, we kind of saw both of them. But for Marcus, I was just really happy for him. But I just love how Angela just really did not like the fact that he had a job. And it's like, you the one that said you'll drink to that when he finds a job. Now with this one, he has a job, and she just like, I don't want him to have a job because he's staying home late and he's not coming home and he's out all the time and she don't like it. So it's just so funny. It's like, Angela, make up your mind. You either want Marcus to have a job or not. Like, which one do you want? But it's just so funny with them two and their situation. Now, the one I could definitely say that was like, wow, we really get to see them step out of their box is definitely with Gavin and Patricia. And one thing I am so grateful that Tyler Perry did is he brought on Janet Jackson, because you guys know Janet has been in the spotlight in entertainment for years, and she's been acting for years. And it was just really cool that he brought her on, because I also know he used her for, she was in For Colored Girls. And so for her to play Patricia, she definitely played her part. But this one, bruh, Patty Cake. Honey, like, she was not playing no games up in this one. Like, we really got to see, I would definitely say in this second one, we got to see some sides to other people in this movie that we normally did not see. So for her, like, it was like, I think my favorite part is the look that Tyler, like, not Tyler, but it was Tyler Perry, but the look that Terry got on his face when he was in the house. He was like, when she was talking and yelling, and that was funny. But everybody up in here went crazy. But Patricia, yo, she was like, we got, like, you know, in the first one, she was all like, oh, you know, if you just love something, you know, write your work side. If you said good, you know, out in the other side, right on the back. And if you don't do that, then hold on, fight for it. But if the better not what is good, there's nothing to hold on, let it go. You know, she's this calm, like, soft-spoken person. But in this one, it was like, Patty, tell me what's really going on. Like, what's going on in here? And Gavin too. Gavin as well. It's like, yo, everybody went insane. But at the end of the day, it was really, really good. I definitely love this movie. I would say some of my favorites. I would say definitely my favorite scenes, which we actually like. What we didn't really. Okay, so first. Sorry, you know I'm gonna get on Angela. I love the part when they were in the airport. That was just too much. It was just like, you know, she said she promised she won't be drinking in the first one, but in the second one, she got a little flask and she drank in the airport, because you know she was like, with that man, honey, because Diana's like, I thought you said you stopped drinking. She was like, living with him? Are you kidding me? She was so crazy, she just, you could tell Angela is just like, she really wants Marcus to be on a leash, and it's just absolutely insane. But the one thing I actually did like, my second scene that I like is, I like the fact that they were able to share why did I get married love stories. That was really cute, because in the first one, and even in the play, they got to share why did they marry each other. In the movie they didn't share, but in the second one they actually got a chance to do that. And so I like the fact that they were able to have that moment. And on top of that, y'all, I forgot to say this. They were in the freaking Bahamas, y'all. And the Bahamas, I definitely can say, is beautiful. I went to the Bahamas. Me and my mom and my grandma, we went on a cruise and went to the Bahamas. So it is beautiful. It is paradise. Like, not even joking. Like, it's so nice. The weather was beautiful. It's so colorful. It's definitely, you can tell the difference between the States and another country, because with the Bahamas, the buildings were so colorful. I think the police station was pink building. It was very interesting. I'm like, wow. And then on top of that, y'all, I cannot get used to being on the left side. I'm being real honest. I was like, wait, which side are we on again? Because it was just weird, because I'm so used to the other side. So that definitely was new. I wasn't used to that, because, you know, for us Americans, we drive on the right side, but for other places, some of them, they drive on the left side. So that right there, that was a little bit different, but it was still cool though, and the food was great. It had a great time. But for them to go to the Bahamas, that was really cool, because the first one they went into Colorado, but this one, Bahamas, it is paradise, like point blank period. It's beautiful. It literally is. But like I said, it was really, really cool that they were able to share their why did I get married story. So that right there was really, really good. It was also really good to hear the story of Ula and what's his name, Porter, who and Ula was played by Cicely Tyson, and then Porter, he was played by Luis Gossett Jr. And so it was really cool to hear their story. And to be honest, I know, like, even when I was working my job in retail, and I remember when I was working like the register, one thing I did like, especially on Wednesdays, because Wednesdays is more like senior day kind of, where they get a senior discount on their items in retail. But it was really cool, I would say, because at first, to be honest, I don't like work a register, period. But one thing I did enjoy about is seeing the older couples come in, and I just randomly asked, like, how long have you been married? And just to hear how long, like, they have been, like, the couples have been married, is such a blessing, because these days you don't really hear much about couples being married long. And so for them to share their story and to give them, like, true love's meaning of them two, first of all, them meeting each other, living their separate lives, and then coming together, and the love and the passion they have for each other, and then how long they've been married. It's really cool to have couples to share their story, to let us know that, like, marriages can last that long, but it is work. And I remember asking, when I did ask one of the couples, like, what was their secret for their marriage, because I think they said they were married more like for 50 years, and I was like, what's the secret? And one of the woman was like, she was like, make him eat an orange every morning, like an orange, like a fruit, like every morning. I was like, really? She was like, give him an orange every single morning. And I don't even know what that really means, but it's like, wow, an orange? Okay, I guess that's the secret for a long lasting marriage. Maybe he need to make sure he has a vitamin C. I guess. Yo, no say. If you know what that means, y'all put in the comments, let me know what that means, because I don't really know. But hey, if that's the secret for a long lasting marriage, and okay, I guess that's a small scrape that can help out. But yeah, I did definitely love the scene between them two. And I guess that's the lesson that I definitely learned, is that marriage can work if it's all about, first of all, letting it to be God sent, you know, because even hearing their story, it's almost like God connected them together. And I believe that there may be some, I mean, I definitely, for me, I want my marriage to be God sent. I ain't got time to be like, oh, I think they're the one. Like, nah, like I want to know for sure, like, if this is the right person, because I ain't got time to be hipping and hopping from different people. Like, ain't nobody got time for all that. But I know for them, it was almost like God wrote their story, and I just definitely want that to happen for me. So that's a lesson right there, where it's like, it's let God write your story, and you also have to do your part as well to make a marriage work. And if you don't, then it's not going to last long. And it just shows that there is, and I guess the lesson is, there's a long lasting marriages are possible. I guess that's the biggest thing. Long lasting marriages are possible. It can happen. But it's all about having the right people. It's about having the right counseling. And on top of that, doing your part as the individual as well. And working with your partner and communicating and showing love and putting in the work. And I definitely noticed that almost with every single couple, there was something that each of them could have learned to bring all that together for a long-lasting marriage. Such as for, I know for, even with Mike and Sheila, I could tell that with him, even when in the first one, he realized that maybe he made a mistake. Maybe he shouldn't have done the things that he done. And that's like a lesson itself. Like sometimes, I didn't mention this in the last one, but it's like that 80-20 rule, where you have the 80 and you thinking that when you see another woman, you think they're the 100, but really they're the 20. And so you end up leaving a good woman for someone who's just eye candy to you. Oh, they look cute, they look beautiful, but they don't have the benefits that the 80 does. And it's like, if you would enhance the 80, then maybe and even with Gavin said, you ain't gonna always get 100%. You're gonna get only 80%. And so Mike definitely learned that, and that's in itself that maybe he should have done more. And then with Sheila, it's like, because she was in a bad relationship, now she know what it feels like to have a good one. You know what I'm saying? And so she feels great. She's feel more confident. She feel like she can really do anything because she has a partner who actually supports her and loves her and encourages her. And once you do that to us, we gonna give it back. Like, if I know I'm supported, oh honey, trust and believe, you know I got your back. And you know, it's a teamwork. And so for Sheila and for Troy, it's based off of teamwork. And then for Marcus and Angela, I definitely could say trust. So if you trust someone, trust your partner, then you shouldn't have to question them all the time. So it's trust. And then for Diane and for Terry, for their relationship, it was more of being open, having open conversations, and just being upfront and not hiding things. And there's nothing wrong with feeling some type of way, because everyone feels some type of way as far as like if they see somebody, they think they're great or whatnot. But at the same time, you know, you still have to communicate and let your partner know, like, hey, I'm having these interesting feelings and this is not okay. And you know, having that friend relationship. So I believe for Gavin and Patricia, with them two, I believe them is like, it's fighting. Like, are you willing to fight for your marriage? Are you willing to stand in the ring and fight and do everything you can to make sure your marriage is saved, make sure your marriage has the necessary things that is needed to function properly, as far as you doing your part, as far as if things are not okay, going to counseling and admitting that you're struggling, admitting that something's not right, and you want to get help and you want to get a better understanding on what to do when you're struggling with something or depressed with something. Are you willing to fight and help each other out? And so that's what I definitely learned from Gavin and for Patricia. So for Sheila and Troy, it's teamwork. For Terry and Diane, is being vulnerable and really like being that friend where you can that best friend where you can talk about anything and not hide anything, especially with your partner. Because Terry was like, I can tell when something's changing you. That's a man who really got a chance to study his wife. Like, if she's saying, like, I'm noticing some things about you is changing, that's a man who loves his wife. And not only that, I think she didn't even know how much he loved her until he finally opened up and said, you know what, there's something different about you, and then I don't like it. And it's not making you better, it's making you something else that I know you're not, because there's something that's making you excited and happy. There's something that you're hiding from me that you don't want me to know. And so that part right there. And then you have Marcus and Angela, and it's trust. And then, like I said, for Gavin and Patricia, art is fighting. So I feel like all of these marriages symbolized in this one. So in the first one, it was more of everybody wasn't honest with each other. But for this one, I think all of these things symbolize some things that maybe that could be helped, that's something that needs to be worked at in order for a marriage to be strong, a marriage to function. And so I definitely see a lot of those lessons learned in that. So those are the lessons that I can definitely say that each couple differently this time by their own story have shown for this one that I really, really liked. So yeah, so that's the other lesson. I know I kind of rambled a little bit. I was really trying to figure it out, but I got it. It takes me a minute, but I got it. But anyway, but those is what I've learned. And by Ula and Porter talking, I think when they were talking, some of those things was possibly put in there when they were talking about some things that possibly that can help to benefit a relationship. So I just want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments of what you think of those things as far as teamwork and being vulnerable and have, aka like that friendship and trust, and also fight. And every time I hear trust, all I think about is Angela in the bed. And she's like, you have to do the trust. You have to try and talk to the baby. You gotta get the password. Armies release and let them know. She was just God, because she really wanted the password. She really did. That was a funny scene. But if you have some words of wisdom that you would like to share for people who are either newlyweds, or maybe you've been married for 15 years or 20 years or 30 years or 40 years, I would love for you to put in the comments what's some tips and things that you could give for us young people, either new or maybe we're single, that we can learn now, so that way when we take the step of being married, we will have those things in mind and we can actually work on it. Because I don't know about you, but I would love to hear and see so many people being, if marriage is your desire, I would love for your marriage to last a long time. I would hate for you to be married and then it got cut short because of something. You know what I mean? Or I would hate for it to be cut short because maybe you felt like you married the wrong person. Like, I just would love for all of us to get to a place of, if marriage is something we want, or if you are married and you need some help, that we can find different ways and resources so that way we can stay married. Because God ordained marriage. Marriage is a blessing. When he created Adam, he told him, he's like, I don't want you to be by yourself. I'm going to create a helper. And he blessed the marriage. He said, a man shall leave his mother and father and be cleaved with his wife, and they should become one flesh, one body. And so God blessed marriages. He loved marriages. And so I know that God probably have a heart being hurt because marriages don't last long like it's been, like he wants it to be, and so if you have that, I would love to hear that in the comments. So I really would appreciate it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would appreciate it. So definitely start up those comments in the comment section if you want to share your pearls of wisdom for anyone who you believe that maybe they need to know. And I would love to hear it. No arguing, no debates or anything. If there is misunderstanding or if there's opinions, that's completely fine. Let's just be respectful in the comments. But I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments, what you and your spouse did to make it to that long, because it's very, very, very rare these days now to hear marriages last for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. It's very rare to hear it. Like, it floors me when I hear that a marriage has lasts that long, because it's very rare. So definitely put in the comments. We'd love to hear that. But that's all that I have for this review. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, hit the like button below, and also subscribe to this channel, subscribe to this fam. Check out the other videos that I have looked at, that I have watched. Tyler Perry, you did an amazing job creating this, but even though low-key, I think you kind of need to make another one. Just one more, because you know, when it comes to Tyler, when he be creating these when you create these movies or series, and the way he ends is like, bruh, why you gotta end it like that? And it's almost like, bruh, like, can we get some more? Because there could, like, come on, you can't do that. So if you agree, put in the comments too, and maybe he should make another one. If you say, nah, like, the second one was good, y'all just let me know. Just put it in the comments. I would love to hear for that. Also, check out the books that I have available. Definitely go buy and get those, so that way you can have that in your library of growing. So definitely go get that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. And don't forget, y'all, don't just make good choices, y'all, but wise ones.